assuming that it is through the intro. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to 11 of Contest of at Monza. 3 went earlier today. It is now AM3's turn. I am Ethan Warren. We are currently soloing for the next 15-ish minutes. We'll see. Yes, Deathstorm is at least here. We'll get you eventually. But yes, as I was about to say, it is just me, Warren, starting it off for us as Deathstorm is on his way back from work. He'll be here hopefully before the end of qualifying. But that means I get to hold camera duties for the day. I'm excited for it. Oh, as Arkaka's already spun around. It feels so quiet in here all alone. All I hear is the cars. I don't know how you do this. Just talking to an endless void on your own. I could never. Yes, I honestly don't have any standings or anything set up, so hopefully my compatriot can send me some of those when he gets there. But it looks like the Haas duo of Sean Boy out first and BK out second are going to be the... Yeah, ACC was for 2 hours. That sounded awful. Hello, ladies and gents. Hello, Cornish. Welcome to the Warren stream. But yeah, the Haas duo are the first two out, followed by what looks like an Alpine of Arkaka. We are still trying to get LZ in here. We're hoping we can figure it out before qualifying ends, but we can only hope with how bad this game is. Sean Boy's going to be our first one down the street on a flying lap. It is in my head, okay. I honestly don't remember that race. Well, I mean, I wasn't commentating for it, so that's probably why I don't remember it. But Sean Boy setting his first sector fairly clean, coming around Lesmo 1, keeping it on track. Perfect line through Lesmo 1, down into Lesmo 2, right after that 50-meter board, down to the straight. Taking out Cameron Season 9 AM2. Yeah, I've been notified of that multiple times in COS chat. But Sean Boy down to probably one of the more well-known corners of this track is the Ascari complex. Now it's onto the straight down towards another one of the most notable corners on the calendar, down into Parabolica. Gonna hit it right after that 50-meter board. Just let it roll to the outside as he's gonna turn down to the line, and he's gonna set the first lap of the day, which is a 21, almost 21 flat, 21-0. BK set at 21.5 right behind him. Arkaka at 21.9. Looks like that's Psych. Captain America 3. And then Black Hammer setting a 21.8. So it looks like Sean Boy is going to have the first jump on the... Man, you think I actually looked at that? I was trying not to screw around. I was trying not to screw anything up. U-Pole is probably faster. You figure that out and come back and tell me by the end of qualifying. 20.9. Raptor's looking like he's got some pace tonight. The front three is currently Raptors and the House duo of Sean Boy and BK. You see as Axie Boy's coming down to the line. He's gonna set a 24.1. Cornish, thank you with that. Pole for U3 was a 120.28. So that's the number to beat for AM3. As we have a beached Severe Scott in Parabolica. As the front three drivers on laps are coming in as well. Scott just finishing the lap anyways. 10 seconds off of Raptors. Oh, what? Are people just going around again? Is that actually the strategy around here, is to actually go a cooldown lap and go again? Interesting. As Captain America dives into the pits, we're going to go back aboard 20.5, missed that entirely. So we're going to go back aboard BK as he goes through the Delarue chicane. Jumping that curve. I hate that curve with passion. Through Lesmo 1. Good thing you know Cornish, because I didn't. Down through Lesmo 2, open DRS, getting a little bit of a toe off of his teammate Seanboy ahead. Seeing if that actually does anything, as he's going to come up to a little bit of traffic here through Ascari, and he's going to just let off the gas for this corner. And probably that'll be that lap attempt done. But Seanboy, who's on a lap ahead of him, for the final time of his lap. He might hand it donuts. Yeah, Seanboy's in. And it looks like the first wave of laps are currently over, minus Tin Man, who's coming through Lesmo 1, and soon to be Lesmo 2, being the only one currently on track for a lap and a side gate, last to dive into the pits. So it's all open for Tin Man the Rowdy, the reigning AM3 champion, as he has found himself again in AM3 for this season through Ascari on his lap down the back straight. I can't wait for it either. It's always an interesting story. But yeah, Parabolica for Tin Man's lap, and he's gonna come through Parabolica clean enough, running on empty with his fuel, all the ERS down the line. He's gonna set 20.9, put him P3, and right behind his teammate Raptors with Cygate in the lead. Cygate is his first time appearing in an AM3 race, I believe. Maybe it's a second, I'm not quite sure. But he is a E3 driver who is reserving tonight for the missing Whitjay. Cygate the super sub, indeed. And I think that is, we got a group of cars coming out. We got Captain America and Gru both close to each other as they're gonna go around on their outlap. Captain America gonna be the first one to cross, so we'll take a look at him. And we have a beached Aston Martin again, just spinning out of the Curvagrante. That's Black Hammer. Could have reserved. Here we go, Captain America across the line for his lap. Super Sub Electric 2 system. Super Sub was actually me and AM1 at Baku this year, after I was duly robbed of my AM2 Baku by hitting pause menu during the castle section and slamming into a wall because the game sucks. But yes, my Super Sub was AM1 Baku this season. Yeah, here we go. Captain America coming around for his second time through the first chicane. Down just under 100, or just over 100th of a second. Coming down to Lesmo 1. Gonna come around there. I haven't seen any issues from anybody through Lesmo 1, which I think is quite to get right. He's gonna come down to the notable Ascari corner. Gotta kind of whip it in here, just get it so you can't jump that curb, but you also don't want to run wide here. You know, we were questioning his pace before allowing him to reserve, so I wouldn't be surprised if he does. Yes, Captain America coming around Parabolica for his lap. Did not see his second sector splits, but we'll see as he dives in actually, and Gru's gonna cross the line. He's going to set a 21.3, and that's going to put him in P5. Next around the corner is actually BK on his lap. He's about to start a lap. I think the warm-up lap is the strategy around here. As BK's onto his flying lap, down into the first First chicane, it's really tough to get right around here, so he's going to jump that first curve and just get it on the power as soon as he can out of the first section of turns. Down through Curva Grande he goes, hoping to get a good line through that corner into the Delaverde chicane. Coming to the first sector line, he's going to go 2/10 faster on that lap, so he's sector going. Ooh, rough through that first half, but clears it for the second half of that chicane. Getting the contest of speed twitch notification that he's going to just sit around on that curve in Lesmo 1 and do the same thing out of Lesmo 2, flip the DRS open down the straight. On his way down to on his way down to Ascari, we're going to come across the second sector mark, and he's going to be 4/10 up, so he's on pace for a good lap time, probably a high 20.9, low 20.9, high 20.8 as he's going to come through Ascari. He's down to Parabolica. Brake for Parabolica from 208 down. As my controller dies mid-commentary, and BK's going to come across the line with a 20.6. He's going to put 5/10 on in that final sector, and he's going to put it into P2. As Raptors takes P2 right back 3/10 up with a 20.6. With the fastest third sector, it looks like of Arkaka is going to be the next cross. Nope, Arkaka is into the pit. Next is going to be Black Hammer across the line. Hey, at least it's not me looking at something totally different and then something happening and blatantly ignoring it. I think Sean Boy is going to be the next cross the line. He's even. He looks like he's going to come up in some traffic. I don't think he will keep this lap. I think we might see him dive in here. Yeah, it looks like that's what we will see. Is that was not a good. Yeah, you falling asleep. Yeah, AM2 B stream. Or AM3 B stream. This gaggle of outlap cars all coming around. As Captain America's just gonna jump the curve at Ascari. I think the first car across the line is going to be BK. Not BK, Karsten. He's gonna start his flying lap here. I've been hyping up these Alpine boys, the entire season. I've hoped, because I saw so much pace for them in the McLarens. I know Arkaka's on a good streak, but I want to see Carson get into it. I know they have the pace to be the top half of this grid, but I have not seen that from him. Carson Chong's going around the Curva Grande for the first sector time. He's up 3/10 on that 22.8 he's got through the first chicane. Again, rough in that first half of this chicane. Oh, and he spun into the wall. I'm surprised how he is not, as that is my first solo commentator's curse. Oh, no. Ugh. That sucks. Well. Sounds about right. This Captain America and this Ferrari are actually kind of just fighting each other along the track. Captain America's 2/10 down, but Axie Boy is 6/10 up on his time. As it looks like Captain America's actually going to go down the inside on his lap. And they'll be fighting in qualifying as Captain America is going to make an overtake. Captain America coming down to the line, getting some action here in qualifying. As Captain America is going to not have a faster lap, but Axie Boy is going to go almost 7.5 faster, but it's not going to move him up anyways. The 23.4 is still 6/10 behind Karsten Chong. Down to just over 3.5 minutes waiting on my co-commentator to finally get back. We'll hope he can find his way back soon enough. When we got a leader out on his outlap, current person on blanking. Provisional pole, that's the word. We're just clicking down to 3 minutes left in qualifying as Saigate's going to have his 1 or 2 final shots left at the keep Raptors and BK at bay. As Captain America is gonna spin in Shakiri and Ascari. Axie Boy, Skygate BK Raptors. It's the podium prediction from Deathstorm. I'll have to note that down real quick. As Skygate is coming through his last time through the first chicane during qualifying. Gonna get out of there clean enough. Blue Curva Grande. Waiting for that first marker. He's actually down 300th of a second through that first chicane. As Raptors is finally on his outlap, so we're going to be watching these three drivers as they come around. Through Lesmo 1, and Saigate's going to get loose, so that's probably going to see some back off and actually make him go around for another lap, hypothetically. But it does not look like it. He's still pedal to the metal as we come down to sector marker 2. 1/2 tenths, yeah. I don't be in a very good lap form unless you can put it together in the third sector. As we're going to come down through Parabolica for one final time for Saigate. He's just not going to have the airless to do it. And Williams' car is spun first sector. Saigate down to the line. Will he go faster? He's actually going to validate going down to the line. Wow. Sean Boy's actually going to put himself in P4 with a 20.6. So that is where he will stand. As Raptors is coming around to start his lap. His final lap to see if he can keep his streak going of good finishes. As Raptors is going to start his lap. Yellow flags all across. And we have a Death Storm. He's here, ladies and gentlemen. We have a Death Storm. I am unfortunately not able to get you an invite, so I will...
I made it. I made it. All that matters. I made it.
Gosh, this has very, very reverse omens from Imola Season 9.
Oh god, yeah, it does.
Yeah, as Raptors is coming around through the legendary duo.
Oh,
down
wow.
into Lesmo 1, we'll see what kind of lap he can put together on this final track as we just tick down under 30 seconds, I'd hope. I can't see it.
Yeah, I'm loading into it right now, so kind of keeping my eye on the stream. And
as there's
Mr.
actually the final
Mr.
marker.
7 and 4. How many we got? 13, right?
Yes, as Raptors is going to come down through Ascari for the final time. We'll see what kind of lap he can put together as he's coming down to Parabolica as we speak, as BK is also going around that second sector through Lesmo 1. We'll jump back to him when Raptors comes across the line. Down around the line. Oh no, Raptors is actually going to dip into the pits.
Wow.
As BK is even, so he's got over a tenth to find. As BK is actually 3/10, means unless Arkaka or Red Mask have anything to say about it, as Red Mask has an invalidation, and Arkaka coming around the corner, the final man on track.
Right.
The Queen lap as he's going to watch out for a spinning Red Bull down to the line. And he also dips into what would have been a good lap.
So
what sits is Saigate Raptor. If you are listening, could you send Deathstorm an invite for me?
I'm actually in the lobby. I'm in the lobby, so we're good.
Are you in the lobby? Great, perfect.
I am.
Beautiful.
So we're good.
Yeah, I've learned that
on the other hand, trying to get something here because I was looking for my notes. I know you didn't have anything from last week.
I'll let you take it away.
There was no incident reports from last week, so the results from the Netherlands still stand as called. Unfortunately, what was it? Was it Seanboy 1, BK2, Red Mask 3?
It was Seanboy 1,
BK2.
2. No, BK crashed out last week.
Oh, BK crashed out last week, that's right. It was okay. It was John Boy. I think Captain America was on the podium.
Yeah, and
That's right.
then,
That's right. And then Red Mask.
And then Red Mask.
That's right. Okay. But yeah, the AM3 last week still stood. I don't have the standings updated, but I did remember us making note that it is a 30-point gap between Sean Boy and BK for drivers, and everybody else is just kind of.
And that is actually where I'm going to go with earlier Cygate BK Raptors in chat. I'm at the gap to keep closing with Sean Boy on this run of his, as I have Cygate taking the win, Sean Boy P2, and my prediction, we do not see BK on this podium. I see Raptors taking third place.
Okay, so you're going.
Haas drivers.
Okay, Cygate, Sean Boy Raptors. Me is Cygate, BK Raptors. Okay.
Yeah, I got it written down here so I could.
All right, I'm just catching up right now myself as 30 seconds left before the formation lap.
As we come down to this, how was work? How are the donut making skills?
Shot to heck. Let's just put it that way. I'm tired. I literally bolted the heck home, and now I'm just calming down. I'm relaxed. It's gonna be a little bit different because
I do in fact have the camera. Yes, I do.
this is gonna be a
Means
little.
you just get to sit and wait. But then again, I feel like the person that doesn't have a camera is able to kind of jump around a little bit more. As our formation lap is finally going to get going with Cygate leading the group off.
All right, going to the tire wear. From what I see, everybody's actually starting on the hards for the most part, with the exception of Raptors, BK, Sean Boy, Arkaka, and Karsten. Everybody else is starting on the hards, so they're planning on going a little longer. You can't really necessarily underfuel the car here either because it's literally full throttle.
Unlike Baku, which you'd think you'd be able to do, these corners are not slow-paced and 90 degrees.
Absolutely not. And
I try my best, Cornish.
it'll be interesting. But yeah, pretty much the same podium predictions minus switching out the Haas's.
Yeah.
There were no. Pretty much everything else is status quo.
Kind of hoping to see Sean Boy. As there is our pit stop predictions. The medium's going 12 laps or 9 laps, going back onto another medium tire and then onto a hard at the end, which I don't think would be the great strategy to do unless we get chaos, which times around AM3, especially at Monza. There's a lot that happened. A lot that happened last season and all the tiers.
Yeah,
and the season before as well. So we're just hoping for a little bit cleaner racing than we've had around this track before, as it is very hard to get a.
I mean, the retrophilia is definitely a problem spot, especially off the grid. Della Rogia, if you click that inside curb on the left-hander, you're gonna fly up into the air. One wrong move in the Scari and you're spinning into the wall, as you very well are aware of.
Oh yeah, I know that. The Cygate's actually going to miss his braking spot entirely for the line.
Oh wow.
As position into turn 1 is if he makes a good start, but he's got the dual-headed monster of BK and Sean Boy in the second row holding them back. As I think the last of them actually are starting to line up. We got Red Mask and Captain America's Karsten and Axie Boy coming along to the line.
Here we go. Fellas, BK, don't do anything crazy that you did in
He's in the same spot for it as well.
Oh my god.
BK gets a jump, and he is off to the races. I think that may have been a little bit of a host helping there. But that was a very awkward start, as BK's going to get off on the right foot, as Sean Boy is as well. As it's going to be a Haas 1-2 out of turn 1. Raptors and Cygate to Black Hammer to Gru to Red Mask, who's find himself up 2 positions. Captain America up 2. Carson Chong making his way into the points as Tin Man had a rough start down 4 spots. Outside points, we got Severe Scott, who's not gained a position or lost position. Arkaku, who's dropped down 4 off the start, and Axie Boy rounding out that train of cars off the start as we look back to the front. And BK has already gained a second gap on his teammate behind.
Jeez.
Whew.
He's definitely going to play. This is going to end up playing in the BK's hands so well. The one thing that they're going to have to be careful of, and especially BK up front, is that DRS form here at Monza. If he could break that gap right out of the gate and keep it over 1 second, Sean Boy is going to be the head of the train, and BK is just going to absolutely 110% pull away from the grid here tonight.
There's not going to be much action going down on the straights dependent on setups, because we're not going to have, like when we do the first one that's going to attack is probably Black Hammer down the straight, because he seems to have the closest gap on anybody, minus Arkaku on Severe Scott for P11. As Raptors stays right up there too. Clean around turn 1 for the second time from the first 6 as it goes down the grid. Already found himself off the tail end of that train.
Oh, Curva Grande, Carson.
Carson Chong makes a spin in the back. So that's going to put him
got it corrected.
way
He's okay.
out of it.
Yeah, actually, boy, Carson Chong's going to have to pit for a wing. He's got absolutely no wing at all.
During that first sector,
very easy to do.
During that first sector, it looked like Raptors, as that pit stop prediction pops back up again. It did look like Raptors had a very good run out of that first chicane to Curva Grande. So he was able to almost get it alongside Sean Boyes. Ooh, Raptors is probably going to get a warning there around Ascari.
This is going to end up looking similar to Imola from 2 seasons ago, where you have the front 3, then you have the next 3, and then you have the rest of the gaggle coming behind it.
Yeah, and then you have a tornado avoiding boy going from the back of the grid to P4, which probably should have been more, maybe even a win if I hadn't been collected earlier. But Sean Boy's going to take fastest lap out of the first 3 cars, and is probably going to hold it. So we're going to have DRS for the first time down to Ascari around here. It looks like BK's big gap at the front is kind of holding station.
You know, the front 3, and this is very reminiscent of what happened to you in Season 9. You just sat behind, I believe it was Rogue, and was it Chase?
I'm not sure, but there was yeah, it was actually. But yeah, I just wasn't able to make it.
You set up that double overtake out of the Della Rogia, and all I remember hearing is "What a move!"
Yeah, that's probably one of the better moves we've actually seen, as we're.
That was actually caught. That was actually caught on stream, if I'm not mistaken, too. So
yeah, which I'm glad, because you can hear in the background of my clip, Kitten and Andy actually picking up that one, as it looks like this gaggle of cars is going to be the start of the midfield pack here.
Yeah,
we're going to see Raptors right on the back of these 2 Haas drivers.
Sean Boy is looking to make a move out of the wow,
Sygate's closing up quickly, but it looks like nothing's going to change with that DRS train slowly growing in the front, as Sean Boy just doesn't make a move on his teammate in front. Ooh, as Raptors gets a bit loose there, and that's going to give Sygate a great chance to make a move down into the Delarage chicane through Curva Grande. We'll see if he plans to go to the outside, or if Raptors makes a defense out there. Raptors actually goes to the outside and dives back onto the inside.
Ooh, be careful.
Sygate diving down the inside. He's going to jump the curb. Oh, and they collide.
Oh my god. Sygate, Sygate definitely might have rear ring damage from that, because he definitely put the wall on the outside there.
As that's actually going to give BK and Sean Boy a good chance to get away here. That's going to be perfect for them if they can do it, as Raptors is right behind. So like I said, currently, here we are. I took BK off my podium prediction, but here we are. I got 2 or 3 going.
Yeah, you took your podium prediction out of there. Right now, that'll put me at 5 and 7 because I have BK on my podium.
Yeah, problem is I have 2 correct currently, And you have
Yeah.
1 correct and BK in second, so currently at UB,
Actually, I have.
4 and 8.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. We'll get some formality.
But we'll see as Black
formality
Hammer's
later
gonna come along on the back of Raptors as he's gonna pick up DRS. So Raptors really needs to get a move onto those front two if he wants any chance of sticking with them. As Black Hammer's not actually gonna gain very much time, so Raptors got to be running a very low downforce setup there.
And which it's. I was like a bullet in Season 9, and I've been struggling with this new game cycle, so I can actually relate to Carson Jones very well.
Sygate's actually down 9 positions here.
Yeah, he had pole, so. One thing you forgot to mention, and I forgot to mention through all this, and I'll never let you live it down. I don't care if it was AM 2.5 in Season 9. I don't care. This was my maiden podium.
Yeah, well, you know, it wasn't as good as my maiden podium. Because my maiden podium is something that will never be seen in a race ever again. As Tin Man's going to get a rough run out of Lesmo 2, and that's going to leave Arkaka behind him. Even with the DRS, they're neck and neck.
Your maiden podium was, what,
oh, as Arkaka's lost it out of the first part of Ascari.
No. Oh no! Oh no!
And Severe Scott might have
no.
picked up a warning, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's able to drop that as Sygate makes his way back through. Put himself in P9.
Background, wow, Arkaka out of Ascari. I caught the tail end of that.
As Sygate actually lets him by because of the incident in front of him, so it's actually going to stay as Severe Scott 9, Sygate 10. Looking up, it looks like this group of the front is slowly closed up as Raptors just only found himself 3/10 outside of the podium. As that Axie Boy spun on the end of Parabolica, is there some action going on side by side between Sygate and Scott? As Sygate's just gonna, as Scott's gonna make a little spin on the second part of the first chicane. Sygate's just kind of getting his elbows out around here. Kind of a little bit of a reminiscent of a Lewis and Max as Arkaka finds himself ending in the pits already. 6 laps into the race.
Very unfortunate for the Alpine duo. We've always hyped up this Alpine duo because we know they had the pace in the past.
Oh, as I pick up Tin Man making a spin outside of Lesmo 2, and he's facing directly backwards to Sygate, gains another spot off of that.
Oh jeez. Tin Man the Rowdy, the AM3 championship.
We're actually going to see Scott come up onto the back of Tin Man here. Maybe not before Ascari, but we do see him slowly closing up. As we look ahead, Black Hammer going to have a rundown as Scott picks up 3 seconds of time penalties, but looking down the front straight, we got Black Hammer with DRS on lone Raptors here. Again, that setup of Raptors just not doing very much damage. As this gap between BK and Sean Boy are holding station. Like they said earlier in the season, they're playing it as whoever's ahead gets priority. So we're seeing that come into fruition right now.
Yeah, we've had them in interviews before where they both on occasion whoever gets into turn 1 first, the lead car for the race. So that's basically, again, what they're doing, and with them being 1-2.
Oh, as Red Mask is losing it, and he's going to pick up Captain America on the way out. Captain America is going to be missing a front wing and probably have some rear damage there. As the Chaos is about to pick up as Sygate's coming up onto the back of his team. I can't tell if he has any wing damage or not. But he's going to have Sygate right on the back of him.
Captain America just flies through Lesmo 2. He doesn't have a wing, so he's going to have to come in pit. He's going to let Tin Man behind him through, which is the very sensible thing to do.
So we're actually going to see that the exact thing happen for teammates right here as Red Mask is going to slide over to the right side and let Sygate through.
Yeah, whoa! Ooh. I see. Yeah, I was a little dangerous there. I don't see a right front end plate for Red Mask.
As Red Mask, Red Mask is going to dive into the pits there. And that's, again, 4 cars out in front by 10 seconds. Got in the way, championship and in race, with his teammate Sean Boy sitting behind him.
And by the way, I just remembered something, and it was not It wasn't. It was Sean Boy won Red Mask 3, and I just remembered it was Gru Tire God King.
It was Gru Tire God King. It indeed was. Yes, it was. Who made a 27 laps straight and only had 60% tire wear. Which I was expecting him to be maybe in the 80s, but 60% tire wear in 27 laps? That's insane.
Yeah, no. He's not Gru Brooks King anymore. He's Gru Tire God King.
Yeah, it looks like BK and Sean Boy are letting that gap stay there as Raptors still cannot find any headway, but he has dropped Black Hammer off the back of him, so
yeah, the front and four are pretty much separated. It's actually pretty steady now throughout. You have the front two just sitting where they're at. Raptors and Black Hammer floating around. 10 and almost 10.5 seconds to Gru there in P5. Cygate is making a little bit of headway in P6, so he might catch up soon enough.
Captain America spinning it out of Lesmo 2, and that's going to let Axie Boy into the points there.
Ooh. And as Axie Boy goes down the hill where the old banking oval was.
Behind that, we're kind of at a standstill here, minus Sean Boy and BK within that DRS range, but everybody else is within a 1.3, 1.4 second.
These two, I mean, it's going to be whatever happens with these two, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like, they're the leading constructor for a reason. Cygate gets 3 seconds. But yeah, they're the leading constructor for a reason, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that they don't fight each other.
Well, with you saying that, it looks like we're actually going to see some fighting here. Sean Boy's right on the back of him. He's going to flip over that DRS and take that first place right from him.
I'm wondering if that was orchestrated because BK wouldn't back away that much.
Might be BK having some tire wear.
I'm wondering if it's to try to preserve that lead and have BK get the first dibs in the pits.
No, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it, and could hypothetically be a tire or a fuel issue. Because looking at it, Sean Boy's at just over 1.2 on fuel, 1.3 now, and BK was actually sitting at 0.7 before they made the switch. So it could be using the DRS as a little bit of a fuel saver.
Yeah. There you go. That might actually make more sense now that I'm thinking about it.
So we're actually going to see Captain America off the track, and that should pull out a safety car, as it will pull out a full safety car, and that's actually going to help everybody from the front four back. Minus the front four, everybody else is going to get a little bit of a bailout here. But this is going to help Sean Boy and BK, because they're going to be able to make early stop, as it looks like BK is given a little bit of some room to his teammate in front, potentially with the double stack. So we're gonna go to the.
He's gonna have to. They're gonna have.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Raptors in as well. Yep. Top four all in.
Top four in. Let's see what Gru decides to do. I would assume he's probably going to be the first one to stay out. And there he goes, out of the front five. He's the first one to stay out. So Gru's going to...
He will, and that leaves...
And...
and Raptors actually gets... Raptors and Black Hammer actually jump BK in the pit stages, so he must have not backed off far enough and got held up.
Absolutely not. Cygate's there, P6, Tinman's in P7.
But yeah, incoming Gru Tire Kings in the maybe.
That is a stretch and a half. If there's going to be another safety car, he can go hard softs to the end if there's another safety car.
Actually, unless Axie Boy is pit already onto those hards, he's going to be in a little bit of a situation here because he's not going to be able to make that stop. He has already made those stop onto those hards. It would not be a very good strategy to actually take another stop here. because he'd lose the lap.
Right.
So he has already pit. So this is him making a very quick drive around the track, warming up those tires as he goes. But yeah, it looks like Gru on lap old hards is going to try to pull off another miracle again like he did.
Yeah. Yeah, Gru is gonna have to pit. Axie Boy is gonna try it. It seems like to go to the end. I mean, he probably could if you can nurse those tires, you could probably get there. But Axie Boy, Sean Boy, Raptors, BK is definitely gonna go to the end. Like everybody that just got off those medium compound tires is gonna be set for the rest of the race.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, all those medium runners out there now, off of the hard compound so early. See if that compromises their race. But why we have a gap? Why don't we take our first in-race break? How are we feeling for the first almost a month of the MLB season? How are we feeling?
Oh, the Braves are looking very good, and you have a happy death storm up here in Pennsylvania. unlike you all Yankee fan who had to deal with the 13-0 Tampa Bay Devil Rays.
I mean, come on, we know who we're playing against. They're not gonna hold that pace the entire season. This is the Rays we're talking about. They find a way to fuck it up somehow. Swear jar,
hey,
whatever you want to swear jar, whatever you want to say, whatever.
The 13-0. That's all I gotta say is the 13-0 Tampa Bay Devil Rays.
Yeah. What was your guys' record going into July this year? You won the World Series.
They were 9 games under 500.
9 games under 500, and they won not only the division, not only the pennant. They won the World Series, being 9 games under 500 going into the All-Star break. The first 3 weeks of the season mean absolutely nothing unless they somehow win the division by 13 games. Oh, and Sean Boy's disqualified. Oh, we glitched. We are glitched.
I just saw that. Like, I saw BK literally flashback, like glitch back into 7th. Oh, wow. What is going on here? Oh. Gru's got to let that safety car by. Oh my god. What is going on here?
We are glitched. What do we want to do with this? Because obviously we're just gonna stay under as the safety car stopped. So it's letting everybody go by. Do we keep it going or do we?
I want Raptors Black Hammer are kind of where they're supposed to be, minus the BK scenario, or minus the Sean Boy scenario. I want to see what happens when the safety car picks up Gru, or if it does. Because if it doesn't, I gotta consult the rule book on this one. I don't remember what we did in, I think it was this time, around about halfway in the opening race of Season 9 in AM2 in Bahrain, where this type of thing did occur. And I believe we ended up awarding half points.
BK actually said there's no safety car. So unless something picks up here, I don't know what we're gonna do with it. Unless we want to just.
Like I said, Gru's coming up to where the yellow dot would be for the safety car, and
there is a
it
safety
looks like it's
car.
picking it up. It looks like it's picking it up. Okay. What on earth just happened to Sean Boy? Like, that was weird.
Wish I could go back with this one, but I can't.
Yeah, you stay where you're at. I'm opening the Discord chat right now, because BK just messaged me too. Little glitch.
I hypothetically give us revert back Basically pull out a red flag, revert back, and take a 25 the rest of the way, because we're basically at that point. Basically give us a red flag here.
Yeah, I've never encountered this.
I haven't either. It's a botch job.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Like,
I don't know. I'd say propose that in the Discord and see what we get. I know they're driving. But...
I'm going in the admin chat and go in the AM3 chat. I'm going to the admin chat.
Okay.
Because in theory, the safety car should probably be coming in lap 15, so it should be coming in next lap. So it'll give us a lap to see what's going on. The last time we did this, they ended up running it. I think they ended up running it to a point, and then we just called it half points. But
we're literally at the halfway mark. So if we wanted to just red flag it, back it up, the safety car is going to come in that way early. That's what I was thinking. Dream could do a medium length race because it would fit perfectly with basically a red flag, get everybody on the tires they want for the start, and then go 25% length the rest of the way.
Oh my god!
Seeing what happens after the start.
That is crazy. Yeah, I know, BK, that you actually know before it would it be before a safety car, or would it be because it was a completed lap? It would still count under safety car, so it would be Gru. It would have been Gru, Sean Boy, Raptors.
But the issue is caused by the DSQ, so I think we'd have to go from the lap before.
Even so, it was after the pit was Gru, Sean Boy, Raptors, and BK. I think, yeah, like I don't know. That is absolutely jazzed up.
Well, we're gonna have to make a decision if we want to keep going or back it up.
Everything else is kind of going off now, so I don't have an answer for you. I'd say just keep going.
We're continuing on as Raptors is actually going to make a move on Gruth, and he's going to put himself up in P1. Well, yeah, back-to-back interesting races for us.
Well, an unexciting race goes to very exciting very quickly.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it exciting though, as Black Hammer and Raptors are just going to start flying.
Drew's actually, those tires are really not working for him as he's already down 2 positions. I wouldn't be surprised if we see another one from Sidegate here. So we're going to be running with 8 laps left. Soon to be, as Raptors and Black Hammer are on the way. Mike O'Massey is in charge of this race, apparently. Well, garbage, that's what this is, Sean Boy.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've gotten no answer from the more experienced veteran admins of the group. So, as we have a yellow sector 1, it looks like Carson off the back.
Yeah, and I think we're a little bit too far past the point of return here.
Yeah, we gotta continue it. We gotta keep going as it is. I don't see any more issues.
Carson is way far behind, and he is crawling at this point.
Yeah, he definitely lost it out of Retrophilia, and he's going very, very slowly through the Della Roggia. He definitely probably has floor. But right now, Raptors, Black Hammer, Sidegate back up there in the P3.
Carson Chong after being way off track and have a whole bunch of damage, is also going to pick up a 3-second time penalty as Raptors is going to put in fast slap. He's going to have Cygate chasing him down from behind.
There he is. I feel really bad for them Haas boys right now because honestly, if my math served me correctly, they could have clinched constructors title going into the bye week tonight.
That's gonna put a nail in Sean Boyd's coffin as well. BK is gonna be able to extend that lead back out from 30 points.
Yeah.
As soon as he reaches lap 24, I believe, is classifying.
Yeah, 24. But that top three now of Raptors, Raptors, Black Hammer, and Cygate, I'm assuming
Carson calls it quits on the pits as we're gonna have 9.
Yeah, he called it.
Yeah, we had a little bit of a glitched safety car, unfortunately. BK's actually 5th. Use your eyeballs.
Karsten.
Yes, Cygate's gonna find fast slap, and Raptors is actually gonna get overtaken by Black Hammer on those medium tires. So that's gonna put Black Hammer in this Axie Boy.
Oh, I wonder if he glitched out.
Also would have been glitched out, so this just has gone from bad to worse. Severe Scott's in pits. Wouldn't be surprised if we see him just make a pit stop. Yeah, he's missing a right end plate. Back out in front. It looks like Raptors may find himself slowly falling down the grid on those hard tires. Luckily, Gru, who's on 17-lap-old tires, call it 17, is pulling the Fernando Alonso around here, holding the driver BK up, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's not for long as we come around Lesmos 2. BK gonna flip over in that DRS and straight past him down to Ascari.
Yeah, definitely foregone conclusion.
Gru, who started this restart in P1, is slowly getting eaten away at, down to P5. Wouldn't be surprised if we see Red Mask catching up to him before the end of the first corner. He's got Tin Man on his his gearbox behind him, only 2 seconds back.
I'm wondering if that little merge over to the right-hand side is a sign from Gru that he's probably pitting. And no, he's going to stay out.
As Black Hammer takes fast slap, and he's going to find himself. Yeah, well, I don't know if Gru's tire strategy is going to work quite as well this time around.
Cygate going into out of director Filia takes over second. Very nice move over Raptors there. And now he's going to be setting his sights onto the leader of Black Hammer in that Alfa Romeo. This will be very interesting what Cygate is going to be able to do here. And this will probably be right here where we see if we have the reserve placement correct or not. And which, yeah, you're right. It's definitely not an AM3 race without a crazy tire strap from God King over here.
Me and Emmy do have to take a look at Cygate. Does have that 3-second time penalty to his name, so it'll be interesting with soon to be 8 laps to go. Math is hard, okay? Math is hard.
Math is hard. Math is hard.
Maths are hard. As BK's not actually closing a gap to Raptors, so it looks like he's defending off of Gru is not quite helping him with this tire wear, but he's 8/10ths back.
Is math so hard for you that 1 + 1 equals fish?
6 plus 4 plus 3 is actually equal to 2. So, you know,
oh jeez.
3-1 is actually 3-1 is actually 1 as well. But then you have some, you gotta take it times PFP, so it's actually 1 PFP. Yeah, maths is hard.
What am I gonna do with you?
4 Bs actually equals 2 Bs. Yeah.
4Bs
4Bs actually
4Bs
equals a
equals-
BB.
Okay. Okay. You know, we're getting off topic. Cygate has closed the gap.
Cygate's
to
taken
6/10 of a
fastest second sector.
Um,
It's baseball if the people in the chat didn't pick up on it.
and what's your whip? 2.75.
My whip is actually not applicable with the 0.0 innings, but yeah. The Cygate's actually really closing up on.
I'm gonna sit back
Raptors.
as Red Mask and Tin Man
Raptors,
both get
Black
by
Hammer.
Drew because Drew calls it quits after 20 laps on those hards, so he's definitely
Onto the
he was gonna
softs,
do.
so we're gonna see a
Here
little
we
bit
go.
of magic, Tires. I think
France,
a ghosted
anybody?
Axie Boy, yeah, ghosty Axie Boy, Axie Boy.
Yeah, he's
is
ghosted.
going
He's
to
gonna be
pass
ended
him.
up ghosted through half the race. So I mean, if anything, that might result in a DSQ as well. We're gonna have to make an admin report about that one because we had the same thing happen. I believe it was in EU2 last week, and we had a DQ. Yeah,
Keep it on.
Death
This
Storm.
Black Hammer
Speak-
picks up a 3-second time penalty, so this race is for the lead now.
Ooh. BK Raptors is sitting pretty. BK, oh my god,
BK's
I'm
out,
sorry.
and that's gonna pull out a safety car. Is it?
Maybe. No, it's
No,
not.
it's not. Is
What
it
is going?
too late to pull
Wow.
out a safety car? As
No,
BK just
is that-
straight up quits out of it. I assume he got loose out of the last part of the Ascari chicane and just
Oh my god.
put it into a wall.
Absolutely, just
Oh,
absolute.
whoa. Yeah.
John Boy too. I mean, if I were the Haas duo, I would be quite livid right now.
So yeah, we're actually sitting in a position where this is Raptors' race to lose. 2 seconds back.
legitimately.
2 seconds back. He just needs to hold it within that second gap of Black Hammer to Cygate. If he can catch up to this group, he'll have it done and dusted, and he'll actually take the win.
As of right now, if Cygate and Black Hammer battle, this is going to set up Raptors right now. He's 6/10 clear. He's 6/10 to the good. As these two are going to fight here. I don't know if they're going to fight coming through Parabolica. And I mean, I understand BK's frustration. We've never encountered that, and I was trying to figure out a fix for it. And Captain America was too. Cygate does take over the lead. Oh my God! Does take over the lead. We've never encountered that. I mean, I share your pain there, BK. Honestly, I don't know. Oh, I actually feel really bad for the Haas duo right now. I'm wondering. Only thing I is that we're gonna have to bring that situation up to league chords and the rest of the admin for future reference, because that's just crazy.
Oh, his Black Hammer's just gonna jump a curve at a skirt. Dying moments of this race, and it looks like only the front three are in a chance for any difference in position.
Yeah, right now it's still setting up for Raptors' race to win. Currently. And I went back into the admin chat for the American side, and I still have nothing. So even if I had any guidance on that one, unfortunately, it was not there. I don't know. I don't know how to encounter that. I don't know how to fix that. My sincerest apologies, BK, honestly, because I don't know. I would be absolutely livid, and I don't blame you in the least. I don't blame Sean Boy either. That was just an absolute. Well, I don't even know what to call it, honestly. Red Mask, I think, lost it out of De La Rogia. Cygate's already broken out a gap. It's 1.6 now to Black Hammer. Raptors is still within that. He's a second to the good now. It's 1.6 and then another 4 tenths. So yeah, 2 seconds. So he's still a second to the good. And now it's 2.2. And that is my fear right there in that Red Bull with Cygate in P1 currently, as Raptors ended up getting by Black Hammer there out of De La Rogia. That actually does a little more harm than good for him, because now the gap is at 2.9. He has absolutely no room for error with 3 laps to go, approaching 2. With that 3-second time penalty looming, so Cygate wants to see these two battle, but he is pulling away from Black Hammer just a little bit now. It's 6 tenths, 7 tenths now, and it's just now eclipsed 3 seconds.
Gonna see if that medium to hard transition happens over these last 2 laps. Looks like Red Mask's gonna make a mistake out of Ascari, and that's gonna put him sitting within the Ascari corner, and Tin Man takes P4.
BK, there's no need to feel that way, bud. That's not the case at all. Absolutely not.
Go look at AM3 chat and see my reasoning for it, and I don't know.
Yeah, we've nothing to do, and I'm looking for guidance myself, and we've never encountered that. Truthfully, never encountered that. I mean, I know this game has not been tended to by EA and Codemasters, but something like that should not have happened. I don't know if there was a right decision to be made there. I don't know if we call that and do a 25%er. I don't know if we continue to go through it. I don't know if there was truly a right call. Unfortunately, something like that is going to overshadow the win here for Raptors. I mean, he is hanging around. We are going on to the final lap here. And Cygate did make a mistake out of Lesmo 2 to close that gap a little bit. It's still at 3 seconds. But Raptors is looking... He has no ERS left, so he's going to hope and pray for take from Cygate up front as he goes through the Retrophilia for the last time, keeping it neat and tight through there, going through the curve of Grande now. Is that Red Bull. All eyes will be on P2. He has absolutely no ERS whatsoever. Might be the best case scenario for Cygate to keep that win. Going through Lesmo 1 for the final time here tonight. And now Lesmo 2 trying to see if he could keep it. Oh my gosh, that should have been a warning, possibly almost a time penalty. Going down to the final time underneath the bridge. Into and through Ascari. He cut that. It looked like he cut that again. Oh, as Red Mask retires in the final lap,
In the pits.
all eyes are going to be through Parabolica here. Red Mask will be classified tonight with that 8th place. As we go through Parabolica for the final time, Cygate on track is going to win, but just hold on for 2 seconds here. Is he going to get it? He gets it! Raptors on the penalty takes P1 by 1700ths of a second over Cygate. Black Hammer finishes out the podium P3. Tin Man's going to come around Parabolica, finish P4 on the night.
So we have officially actually created a draw.
What was that?
We have a draw. Both Raptors and Cygate were in the same spots, and both Haas drivers crashed out.
Oh, we do have a draw. Oh, wow.
Because neither of them classified, we can't take the next position down.
No, we can't because, yeah, our next position's down, both of them.
I don't know.
Yeah, so we'll consider that a draw. But
No,
I'm not too concerned. I'm not too concerned about that at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm more concerned about trying to find a fix for that problem because BK and I guarantee you Sean Boy are definitely, and they have a right to be. They have an absolute right to be absolutely peeved. And if that was you and I in the same position, I guarantee you we would be.
Yeah. I don't know.
We'll take that one on the. I'll take that one on the chops. To be fully honest with you, BK, and I will work hard to find a fix for that and get to a resolution. I know it's not going to help you now, but in case we do encounter that in the future, I guarantee you we will have an easier solution and a more efficient way of doing it.
But as we have crossed the line currently, as it is stand, before anything is said and done around it, Raptor's picking up his first and maiden win in the COS community. Cygate picking up a podium in his super sub for Wit J and Black Hammer rounding out the top 3. Rest of the points going to Man Gru, Scott, and Red Mask as BK, Karsten, Captain America, Arkaka, and Sean Boy from P9 on do not score points.
Alright, so let's see if I could get Black Hammer in here. I'm not gonna go after Cygate because it's like 3 in the morning for him. Raptors, let's see. Should be getting invites to the podium, gentlemen, Black Hammer and Cygate. Or not Cygate, Black Hammer and Raptors, my apologies. And no, it's a great learning curve to send into the break for sure. But again, I will find a fix for it in case we do encounter that. That's going to be something that's going to have to be added into the rule book. I'm not too thrilled about it. But as far as Black Hammer getting a podium, as far as Raptors getting a podium, I'm excited for that. Don't get me wrong, I believe they both are maiden podiums for these two. Oh wait, no, Raptors did get a podium last week.
No, it's
right?
not your first one, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Let's see if I can find my way to the showroom. Who's
Yeah,
we got? Alfa Romeo and
Alfa Romeo and AlphaTauri.
yeah, if they can.
I have yet to see anybody, either one of them, to come in. So give them a minute or two. If they don't show up, we'll.
I don't know. Are there steps we can take to avoid that, or
No, yeah, that's just one of those we've never encountered before, and I know what we would do in a case of a continual safety car glitch, like if it stayed out on track.
I think
that was what we had in season 9.
I think looking back at it, I think the best thing to do in that situation is, I don't know, especially in that place. I think from now on we need to look at it and actually just take an equivalent of a red flag issue and just
it might be the best option. I do know there is I gotta check that rule book.
And I was gonna try to do the same thing.
We'll figure it. We will get solutions to that. I don't think our podium is gonna show up here tonight, given any everything else going on. It's quite okay. Understood. Again, to both the Haas boys, my apologies about that. As far as our podium, Black Hammer, Cygate, and Raptors, congratulations. And again, for your first win, Raptors, for Black Hammer, your first podium. Decent points haul for both of you guys tonight. But with that being said, you have any closing comments? Obviously, we have concerns that will get addressed, but anything else other than the obvious?
Not particularly. BK, Sean Boy, we fucked up here. That's on us.
Yeah, I'll take that one on the chin as well. I expect fireworks in the AM3 chat, and albeit deservedly so. But with that being said, this was E. Warren on camera tonight for Deathstorm, for everybody else in AM3. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks because we have. But for tomorrow, we have XP2 going off at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, and you can join myself and Mr. E. Warren in the Red Bulls, as well as everybody else from AM2. Same time, same place. And with that being said, good night here from Monza.